the picture, you can tell that he is. I mean, I just thought he was of Hispanic descent. I could tell.
I knew that's what
the
he
picture.
was. Yes,
but I really, like I said earlier, I really don't think it was him being racist. I do think he was just racially profiling this young man.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more of just a I think it's more racial profiling than, a Hispanic man shooting a black man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it really was. I don't think that was the issue. I don't think the race of the person that was shooting was the issue. It was he racially profiled him because he was a black man walking in a predominantly white neighborhood with the hoodie on, and that just didn't sit well with him. I don't think it was a more of a race against race type issue. It was just racial profiling.
And working with the NAACP, most of what I go through is because of profiling. That's where the problem comes in. When you start having these profiling incidents, you start having these kind of situations. And this ain't the first incident to happen or to gain national attention. It's that racial profiling that causes a lot of these problems. But I mean,
I understand. I do. I understand completely. And the reason why I had to bring it up is because, you all and I, this world is one big melting pot. Whether you believe it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, we have so many races, so many ethnicities streaming within our blood, going in our bloodstreams. You have no idea what you may be. I've even said on this show before that I found out that I have Caucasian and Native American blood running through my stream. Excuse me, I have Native American blood running through my veins. And so that is why I try to, let people know, if it is a situation that is truly about race, okay. But if it may not possibly be, then don't make it about race. I did hear the 911 tapes. I did. And they analyzed them very well and tried to figure out if there was a racial slur and whether or not, my opinion as to whether or not that racial slur was said. I got to be honest with you. I really do not know. I listened to the tape over and over and over to try to figure out whether or not it was a racial slur said. And if that was the case, then okay. But what I guess in any other instances, this is the case in which it could be about race, it could not be. And I think that is why the Justice Department wants to look and the NAACP and all that, they want to look to see, listen to those 911 tapes to see. Because if that was the case, if a racial slur was said in that 911 tape, then that could give just reason to believe that this act was committed out of racism or racial profiling, which in fact would make it a hate crime. But in other situations, we can't make things about race if it's not about race. I say that because I think people become angry for the wrong reasons, and as a result, their anger or their want for justice does not get put into the right places. And this is just for any situation dealing with someone they may feel that they have been discriminated or racist or being treated by being treated differently because of their race, and that's just dealing with anything. This may be a case of race, and it may not be. Maybe a case of race, it may not be. So all I can say is God bless the family of Trayvon Martin, and God bless George Zimmerman. No, you all don't want me to say that, but that needs to be said because I'm sure he's going through a lot as well. He has cameras following him everywhere, trying to get to him. And I can only imagine how much his heart is heavy right now. And the family of Trayvon Martin. It's a really sticky situation. And nobody has answers. And I think when you don't have the answers that you're looking for, you go searching for it in other areas that may not need to be searched. So that is why I say, be careful where you go looking for the answers to things, because you may not be looking in the right place. It is 54 minutes past the hour here on 91.9 FM, WLJS Jacksonville. I want to thank my guests for coming in on this Friday night. Miss Zandra Hall, who is a broadcaster here at WLJS. Mr. David E. Reddick, who is the political and government relations consultant for Late Night with Ed Moore III, as well as the Calhoun County NAACP chapter president. And Mr. William Allen, who was with the National Action Network, an civil rights organization founded by the Reverend Al Sharpton, and Miss Jelisa Raquel Cook. I thank you all so much for being here on this night. And it is my prayer that tonight somebody learned something. It is my prayer that tonight we were able to teach a lesson of love, compassion, and tolerance for your fellow brother. I know it's hard sometimes. Because you feel that this person or these group of people have done something to you or done something to your people. So as a result, you feel that you don't need to, or it's not required for you to love them. But I promise you, love truly does conquer all. If you just look in our country's history, you can't live a life of corruption or live a life of hate. Hate fails every single time. If you notice, hate, when it's manifested, it gets shut down one way or the other. Think about it. The civil rights movement, the Holocaust, apartheid, genocide, all of that stuff, it gets shut down after a while, you guys. Something comes, and I truly believe that the hand of God will come in and annihilate anything that is not of love, because love lasts forever. It never fades, it never goes away, and it's everlasting. I thank you all so much for joining me on this Friday night to discuss the Trayvon Martin case. And as I said before, God bless the family of Trayvon Martin, and God bless George Zimmerman, and God bless the entire city of Sanford, Florida. May this justice come about in the manner that it needs to be, one way or the other. I want to thank all of my consultants for the Late Night with Ed Moore III show that I've been so quickly trying to get in touch with over the past 24 hours. As I said, this show, we had to plan it in such a quick amount of time because the decision was made at the last minute to get this show underway. And I thank you so much to all of my advisors, all of my consultants, my producers here at WLJS Studios,